10. Oh, or an 8.
I think all the chips are going in.
I think so. Well, it's not a bad hand, bad flop from Marcel. Obviously, you can win with an 8, a 9, or 10.
All in.
Oh, that's a very tough thing for Marcel to think about.
Marcel will be wondering what the hell Norman can have here.
49,000.
He just called the raise before the flop. Has he flopped a set?
You know, this is quite expensive for Marcel.
Call.
And he's called very quickly, Parg.
Well, I thought he might.
Marcel Lusk probably thinks he's behind. Actually, he'll be happy to know he's got as many outs as he does. I mean, the 8 works for him, as does the 9 or 10.
They hit a flop like this. A flop like this, I have to play.
This has been happening to Marcel for 8 months now. He gets into these spots and doesn't get out of them.
Norman Whiteside is all in and ahead. The Dutch captain needs an 8, 9, or 10.
A huge pot for Northern Ireland. They can either weaken Marcel and double Norman up, or Norman gets knocked out and Marcel goes right up the leaderboard.
And it is Whiteside taking this pot. And Parg, I mean, Norman played that pot before the flop in such a way as to do maximum damage.
Well, in soccer terms, I think that's known as an equalizer. Norman did lose a lot of his chips to the other Dutch pro, Noah, about 10 hands ago, and now he's bounced right back, and he's injured the Dutch captain.
Here's a chance for you to get involved. Let's have a look at our fantastic competition.
With nations getting into a football frenzy, we want to get you in the football mood with our competition. We have 10 World Cup shirts to give away thanks to Europe's leading online sports store, kitbag.com. You can select which shirt you'd like from any of the teams competing in the World Cup. From England to Germany to Brazil, you can wear your favorite shirt just by answering the following question. Which term refers to an ace and a king as your hole cards in Texas Hold'em? Is it A, high pick, B, big slick, or C, hard kick? To enter, just go to www.5.tv/poker and answer the question. Enter supposed to be over 18, and the competition closes midnight on the 20th of June.
And if you're finding you're loving poker, then log on to the website, www.5.tv/poker, to find out more about the game. Plus, there's great downloadable video tutorials from leading players, and of course, clicking on Win will take you to our competition details.
You talked about Whiteside's game face. It has been on since the hand number 1.
It was on since the interview.
Pass.
Folded around to Buchan. This is the first free look he's gotten at a pot for a while. He does not accept it. And Connor Tate, an opportunity to put pressure on the shortest stack on the table. And Glenn Helder.
What must Whiteside be thinking right now? I mean, he's stuck in amongst a bunch of professional poker players. He's only 20,000 off the lead.
All in and a call.
Parg, this is a great play from Glenn Helder. He's
Yeah, there was no point in hanging about. Any suited ace was good enough in this spot.
and Helder a chance now, a good chance to make an impact here. He's got a better hand than Connor Tate. He's all in.
Yeah, there's
Noah
not too much
Buchan
in
gave his assent. He said, "Good call."
I like you, eh?
It's a good call from Glenn Helder. He's a little bit of a favourite here.
Ooh, not anymore.
You don't like her so much.
Northern Ireland goes out front with the 8s.
You need a 3 or an ace? 3 or an ace. A lot of hearts.
Helder quite competent on counting his
Ace
outs.
is coming over.
3, ace, or hearts. That's a start.
That's hard.
And
I think he'd prefer to 3. Unless he's an action junkie.
there's plenty of outs here.
Yeah!
Oh, he got it.
like it the hard way. Thank you. But you made it straight.
Connor Tate makes a straight on the river, but flush beats a straight. And Connor shows about as much emotion as usual.
Which isn't very much. In fact, it's somewhere between not very much and absolutely none.
But Glenn Helder delighted with himself, and understandably so. Helder was not ready to go. And though when the flop came down, he had to pack his bags, but not leave the building. Hard heart made a flush for the Dutch footballer.
Pass.
Marcel's picked up a little bit of momentum.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him raise.
Well, he's thinking it's just like the good old days now, isn't he?
Pass.
Marcel's had a few looks around.
We could have a
12,000 in there. You have to imagine Martin Smith wants a crack at
Raise.
Yeah, well, Jack 10 suited is considered a pretty strong hand,
Up to
especially when you got
16,000
position.
total. Pass.
He's got Noah's button, which isn't always the easiest button to steal.
Connor Tate. Can't imagine he'll be calling his
Pass.
countrymen with that hand.
I think we could see Glenn Helder moving all in here.
Be a lovely move.
I go all in.
Yeah.
All in.
That's great.
No problem.
16.
Well, you know, he's giving Marty something to think about here, which he hasn't bothered doing. You know,
28. No, sorry, 18. Yeah, call.
Pak hem, jongen.
Okay, guys, can I have your cards there, please?
Martin Smith does have the 2 overcards.
he's going to be relieved to see he's only
Well, it's a
involved in
race.
a toss-up here.
Yeah, it's a straight race here. Glenn Helder all in. He's won a race before. And this would be huge for the Netherlands and consequently huge for Northern Ireland. As long as Glenn Helder's in, he has the possibility to wreak havoc. This is a bit dire parts.
Yeah, well, Glenn Helder hasn't done anything too far wrong here.
That's great. I tell you what, you know, he's been smiling, but look at the adrenaline coursing through his body now.
Cancel it.
Well, you know, they might have had Glenn Helder down as the cannon fodder on the Dutch team, but he's now taking a lump out of Marty Smith and Connor Tate.
Martin Smith's smile has gone wooden as a tree, and Glenn Helder, look at the fight in his eyes. He is back.
No, man, you... No.
Marty Smith trying very hard not to look completely sick and not succeeding. Get that man a bucket.
That's the
say
smile
hello.
you put
I'll
on when
pull
you
him
had
later,
a
yeah?
2x4 put into your stomach.
Doesn't matter how good a team is and how good one player is. You have to show it on that day, not the month before, not the year, on that day. So the one who's going to be champion is the one, of course, who's got, of course, the best team, as well, who's got have a little bit of luck as well.
Still 6 players. It's Norman Whiteside from Northern Ireland out in front with 130,000. The short stack Glenn Helder is not more than a double through away from in the thick of it. And how tight has this match been, Parg?
Well, this is the quarter-final stages, Jesse. I mean, everybody wants to get through to the semi-final. I mean, the footballers have played with such an amount of heart in this heat. It goes to show you how important this is to everybody. Well, it's going to come down to which team wants it most at this stage. You know, with 20,000 in there every time, it's the team with the best right arm wins.
I mean, I just wonder if any of these teams have made a decision that having 200,000 so important right now that there might be time for someone to take a hit for the team.
Pass.
We haven't seen it really in this tournament yet, but I mean, there comes a time for everything in this tournament.
Well, I think you'd rather have both your pros in there with more than 100,000 than have one of them there with 200 and the other one be out. It's just a personal opinion based on absolutely no research.
Norman has just limped from the button with the ace, and Marcel.
Check.
Well, Norman's shown a little bit of inexperience here. That, you know, an ace on the button when the blinds get this big, you know, if he makes that 25 or 30,000, he's quite liable to pick up the pot and win 20.